Hello, I am back in the realm of Oswego. Yeah, not quite as climactic as you were hoping, was it? I don't know. Figured I'd sort of recap little things from the trip, as it went. I left really early Friday morning, technically, for the plane place, and had a couple of layovers, had a couple of long plane rides, had a couple of short plane rides, and got there mid-afternoon to Eugene, Oregon. We spent the next X amount of days doing things in Oregon. I met a couple of Eric's friends, we did papers. I wrote a fantastic illuminated manuscript that I will at some point share with you all. And Eric already knows about it. Hi, Eric. I miss you. And we went to a drag show. And drag shows in Eugene, Oregon, way cooler than drag shows in SUNY Oswego. For one thing, the entire thing filled up this massive auditorium. Here, there are usually about 30 people. And they had they had some wonderful songs. Some very, very racy. Others, Avenue Q, which is probably racy to some in retrospect, but it is a show tune. And what else did we do? We cooked a lot, and we went shopping a lot for like food and things, so we could do the cooking. And should have come up with things to talk about rather than just come up off the top of my head. I'm terrible at improvising. Non sequiturs, on the other hand, my thing. I don't know what that was. Right. I have to get back in the swing of this. Then on Thursday, we took off via train, and you caught a glimpse of us in Chicago if you've seen that video yet. Eric put a bunch up yesterday, by which I mean 2. And that was long. We kind of just went around the train naming different people and paying attention to them and what they did. Like we didn't have any flamethrowers like he did last time he took the train, but there was the Golden Boy, and there was the Gimp, and just a bunch of other people. Yeah. There are other things to say, but I'm not coming up with them. I'm still catching up on sleep, frankly. I made myself get up at 9:30 this morning. Didn't want to. But that's what you have. That's what you have. That's what I have. That's what you're viewing. I still look loopy. And I'm acting loopy. Okay. We're going to move on, though. I did work yesterday morning for 4 hours. And I'd slept like a brick, if bricks, slept. And went for like 9 hours straight. Didn't even get woken up by our chinchilla. Well, Camden's chinchilla. You can't see her from here. But that's the cage. Right. Let's go finger. There. Yeah. And she's very cute. I forgot what I was talking about. Work. Yes. I did have one story that was hysterical at the time. I was swiping ID cards so people could, come in and eat. And, early in the morning, nobody thinks and talks and just kind of goes, ew. And that's all they do. They're like little zombies because they're, college students. And they just get back from break. That's sort of an excuse this time. I completely understand. And, so I try to do some sort of little bit of small talk with them as they're waiting for me to swipe their cards. I'll compliment them on their sweater. That sounds girly. And I'll make fun of them for looking tired or some sort of something or other. And there's a really nice one for one girl, and then consequently the guy right behind her comes up, and I cast for something to say, and I latch onto his hair, like, oh, you look clean. Just, I don't know why, because he looked clean. And then he left after giving me a funny look, and I realized that wasn't water in his hair, that was grease. I've also started, as of, Sunday night, going through classic episodes of Doctor Who. I'm 5 in or something. They're only half hour. And I'm trying to form some sort of opinion. But basically, it's very 60s. Very 60s. The Doctor himself looks like it's kind of interesting. Like, I'm learning a lot about the actual history of the thing. Like, the Time War apparently doesn't happen until, like, the 8th Doctor or something. And this guy, the first Doctor, plays it so safe that, he dies of his regeneration thingy, his life ends from old age. And as we go along, they die quicker and quicker and quicker because he actually does things and takes initiative and action and adventure. So it's interesting to notice that. Because if you go, looking through, the Doctor is, he's only like 500 or something in here, in the first one. Then as he goes along, he's 900 or something, so he gets older as the entire series progresses. But at the same time, as his age grows older, his physical body continues to get younger and younger and younger. And his mind itself, he's very childish, because he's young. Even if he's in this old man's body, he's kind of Benjamin Button-y. But he's really young. I have no idea how long this is. Going to have to probably cut it short soon. I was going to talk about the healthcare bill. Probably not going to happen. But he's very young. Like a child, just how petulant and my way, stubborn, just how aggravating he can be, and just how spoiled he seems. And then as he goes along, he just gets more compassionate, and he just sees more of the wonder and life in things. I mean, he's still passionate, but he works at it, and the early man is really, really mean and cranky. But it is nice to note that even David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, even he still has that part of him where if you can't keep up with him, if you can't just follow him, his logic, his arguments, what he's setting out to do, then he just leaves you behind. So you're not worth it, just stop. Go. I'll say something quick about the healthcare bill. It passed. On Sunday. There was like a difference of 3 votes or something. No Republicans voted for it at all. The healthcare bill, it personally sucks until you need it. Until it's your thing, until, it's your child who's got cancer, or it's you trying to find some sort of insurance, but you've already got this pre-existing disease. So it sucks paying for taxes and whatever for it until it actually matters to you. But in general, it is fantastic for people. It is so good, because nobody can afford insurance anymore. Nobody's got jobs. This is, hyperbolized, but it's such an issue. And similarly, it's a little bad for the economy now, because some of us can't afford those taxes or whatnot. And it's just, life sucks. But it's supposed to save billions in at least 10 years. Which, would hopefully raise us out of the debt. Capital D. So that would be good. Cheers.